Good evening, my name is Debra Medina. It's great to be here with you this evening, particularly great because I often run around the state by myself, but in this icy weather, my sweet husband Noe, 31 years, drove me tonight, so I'm glad to have him here. We're glad to be able to be here and talk with you about the important issues facing our state in 2014. You're sitting through a long litany of candidates tonight, and it's becoming very clear that the leadership of the state of Texas is going to change in 2015. We'll have a lot of new faces in the offices that serve our state at the highest levels. I am an unabashed, unapologetic, bold advocate for freedom and prosperity. And I think so often we have candidates stand in front of us and repeat those ideas and don't have the faintest idea about which policies promote them and which ones destroy them. So let's talk about where we really are in Texas. In this prosperous economy, we now have the second highest level of local debt in the country. When we are failing to pay our bills, when our economy is booming, we are setting up much hurt and decimation for our children and our grandchildren. We rail about it in Washington, and yet we've done the same thing right here in Texas. Fully 1/3 of our state budget is federal tax dollars. We have got to have someone in the comptroller's office who will give us an accurate accounting of the fiscal condition of our state and work hard to advocate for free market ideas. Why is that important? We hear about cronyism, Solyndra, and other companies at the federal level without realizing that we're adopting the very same sorts of policies here in Texas. And just this weekend, the National Federation of Independent Businesses says Texas, for the first time in a decade, is no longer in the top 10 friendliest states for small business. Is that a problem? You bet it is. We know small business is the economic engine that drives an economy. If we want freedom and prosperity, we have got to have an advocate for free market ideas, not pro-business ideas, free market ideas. We've got to have a comptroller that's fair and just, collects what's due and only what's due, stops the punitive tax collecting environment, and advocates for policies that are fair. A comptroller that is accurate, fair, and trustworthy. You know me as the leading advocate for fair tax policy, private property rights, and tax reform. I appreciate your support. I need it. Vote for Medina, March 4th, medinafortexas.com. Thank you.
First question. How accurate do you consider the process for forecasting the availability of state funds which the legislature uses to set the budget for the next biennium? And how would you streamline that process? Second question, does your office work closely with county-level financial planning officials to assist the local government meet the needs of local population, and how can this process be improved?
You know, there's no question that the revenue forecasting has been woefully inaccurate over the last few bienniums. And I think it's really important to understand that that revenue forecast is not a here's how much you can spend. It is an estimate of, given the current economic conditions of the state and the current tax structure and fee structure, this is how much revenue is likely to come in. We all know that every biennium spending increases, and it increases through more and more fees. We have got to have a comptroller who will work to give us an accurate estimate, but who will also let us know when the legislature is generating additional surcharges so that their spending is going up. Absolutely, the comptroller's office is working with local governments. Primarily, you've seen me as an advocate of property tax reform. That is the primary method that we use to fund local governments in Texas, and 60% of the appraisal districts in Texas failed the audit to do accurate property appraisals. We have got to do better. We need major reform. I lead on that. I appreciate your support. Thank you.